Hello everyone, my name is Olivia and welcome to a new favorites video. I have a ton of things that I've been recently loving that I have to recommend to you all. If you want to see previous favorites videos, I will be sure to link my playlist down below and let's just dive right into it. First, let's start with two skincare items that I've been loving, and it's very difficult for me to find a product that I personally love because I have the most sensitive skin in the entire world. Some things can make my skin burn, some things can make my skin really irritated, and these are two products that haven't caused any of that and I really enjoy them. And one is the Aveeno Daily Moisture Body Lotion. I was recommended this by my dermatologist because I told her I have really dry skin and I haven't found a body lotion that I really enjoy, and she recommended Aveeno and I tried it out, and I previously thought I wouldn't like Aveeno and I actually really do love it. It's the only body lotion that I have put on that lasts throughout the whole entire day, because I've tried Bath & Body Works lotion and I've tried the Trader Joe's body butter that I really do like, but I like this one a little bit more, and I haven't had a lot of flaky skin in the winter this year because of this lotion, and I've been recommending it to so many different people. It is just great. I've really been loving it. Another skincare item that I have been loving that has done my skin so well is the Dermalogica Special Cleansing Gel. My friend McKenna, which I'll link her profile down below, she's a licensed esthetician in the New York area, and she always gives me such amazing skincare recommendations, and I went to her looking for a cleanser recommendation and she recommended this to me because, again, I have really sensitive skin and I was looking for a new cleanser because I felt like my previous one, which I don't even remember what I used, just wasn't getting my makeup off at the end of the day the way that I wanted it to. And with Dermalogica's cleanser, I have found that not only does it get the makeup off my face, but my face feels so much smoother and moisturized, and I just haven't had as much acne as I had previously with other cleansers. It's a bit pricey, but I do think it's worth the investment if you also have sensitive skin, dry skin, and acne prone skin, because this one has really helped my skin become so much cleaner and it doesn't allow acne to grow on my face. And if you're very consistent with it, I think it can give you some pretty great results. Another beauty item that I have been loving recently are my Merit Beauty lipsticks, which I was gifted by Merit Beauty in the color Classic and Power. I'm currently wearing Classic right now, and I love these lipsticks so much because they have this matte formula that feels very weightless on your lips. It feels like I just put on a chapstick and it's not drying at all. And I've just been loving these colors, especially the Classic lipstick, because I think it fits so well with my skin tone, and I'm really happy that they gifted me two amazing lipsticks that became new favorites of mine. Another new favorite item of mine that I have been utilizing before bed, which has helped me a lot with my insomnia, is my new Kindle. My previous Kindle screen cracked randomly. I was on my couch and I was reading and I put my Kindle down and then I picked it up a couple minutes later and the screen was cracked. I don't understand how that happened. I did not sit on it. I did not put anything on it. My screen just cracked and I was so sad about it. And then my dad kindly gifted me a new Kindle, and it's the Sage Green Kindle. I do have a Kindle case on it, which is the same exact color as the Kindle. So you can't really see the Kindle color, because I kind of wish that the black around the Kindle was the actual color of the Kindle instead of being black. I think it would have been much cuter to have a sage green color, because once you put a case on it, you can't see the color of your Kindle, and I love it. I love the new interface. I love the screen. The screen is so much bigger than my previous Kindle, which I got in like 2017, so it's a pretty old Kindle. This one is so much quicker. The screen is nicer. I do miss the texture of the previous Kindle Paperwhite because it had that papery feel where when you swiped through to another page, it felt like your finger was gliding across a piece of paper, and this one's much more sleek and it feels like a mini iPad of sorts, but I'm really happy with it. And another favorite of mine is reading before bed. I've been trying to read a nonfiction before bed, so I'm currently reading The Question of Palestine before bed. I try and read about a chapter before bed because I find that reading nonfictions before I go to sleep helps me lull myself to sleep, and has actually been the only thing that's really been helping with my insomnia. I hate to be that person who says you should read before bed instead of scrolling, but I found that it really does help me fall asleep. And I also really enjoy reading a nonfiction before bed because if I were to read a fictional story, I think I would get too invested in the plot and the characters and I would wonder what's going to happen next, even while I'm trying to fall asleep after I'm reading. But with a nonfiction, I don't wonder what's going to happen next. I digest the information that I just previously read, and then I'm able to quickly fall asleep because I'm not invested in a actual storyline. I'm reading something that's educating me, and I think the fact that there's no narrative, there's no plot twist coming, I'm not getting invested in characters, that helps me fall asleep. So I'm really happy that I discovered that I love reading before bed, because not only is it helping me get through my nonfiction TBR, it's also just helping me get more hours of sleep, because I usually run on like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, and this has helped me fall asleep a lot quicker than just going into bed and going to sleep, because I need something to help me lull myself to sleep. So this is like a two-part type of favorites. I really love my new Kindle. I love the color. I think it matches my aesthetic, but I also really do enjoy reading before bed because it has just helped me in so many different ways, because I've tried literally everything to help my insomnia, and I found that sleepy time tea and reading before bed are the only two that have helped me in any shape or form. Now we're moving on to clothing items that I've been really loving. The first one is my new Bastille crew neck that I created. I posted it over on my Instagram stories, which if you have not followed me over on Instagram, be sure to do so. And I had a previous Bastille shirt that was white, and the armpits were getting stained because I've had it since high school, and I still wanted to keep the shirt, but I wanted to repurpose it in a way that I can use as a piece of clothing. So I got the t-shirt, I cut out the front design, I sewed it onto some interface, and then I sewed it onto a crew neck that I got from Hanes. And I just went with my gut and what I thought would work, and somehow it ended up working, and it looks really nice. I'm really proud of my seams for being straight. I'm really proud of how finished and clean it looks, and I'm also just really happy that I'm able to repurpose a piece of clothing instead of just throwing it away. My last favorite piece of clothing that I got recently, which I don't buy clothing that often, I hope you guys know, I'm not a big shopper. I'm not someone who's out here buying new things all the time. It's just these are certain things that I wanted to get for a long amount of time, and I finally thought about it long enough to justify the purchase. So I wanted to get new sneakers for the summer because I only have one pair of sneakers that I really wear, and I feel like I need a second pair in case that one wears out, or I just don't want to wear that one as often. So I got new beige sneakers, and it will definitely match my earthy tone type of wardrobe that I have. And they are the 2002 R New Balances, and I love the beige color. I just love the entire look of it. They are the perfect type of walking shoe, and they have this really comfortable squishy sole that won't make your feet hurt. I just love the design of it. Whenever I go and buy new sneakers, I always test whether or not the sole is squishy, because I walk a lot whenever I wear my sneakers, and they have to have enough support that my feet don't hurt by the end of the day. And these have a very squishy sole, and I'm so happy with them. Again, like the Dermalogica face cleanser, this one is very pricey, and I kind of choked when the employee told me the price, but I do think it's worth it for the long-term investment, especially because I treat my sneakers so nicely and they last me for years upon years, a lot longer than other people use their sneakers. So I'm happy with the investment, and I'm really happy with the overall look of them. It's definitely going to be a new staple in my wardrobe. Now I have two new recipes that I have fallen in love with. One I have made over and over again, and another one that I know is going to be a new staple in my recipe collection. The first one is a chocolate chip cookie recipe, which I will link down below for you to try. Everyone who's baked knows the struggle of finding a perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe. Some of them create a cookie that's really flat and lifeless, others just don't taste as good, but this one gives you a fluffy chocolate chip cookie that is absolutely perfect. And I have tried so many different recipes for years upon years, and this one is my favorite that I've tried so far. The next recipe I actually already posted on my YouTube shorts, and it is the Taylor Swift chai cookies that have become a staple for all my friends because I've made it for multiple parties, and everyone eats them within the first hour of the party because it is truly a delicious recipe. So if you do not know, Taylor Swift previously posted recipes on her Tumblr, and she shared her chai cookie recipe, and I decided to try it out for the Super Bowl because her boyfriend was playing at the Super Bowl, and it was a really popular dessert at the party, and I ended up making that recipe maybe like 5 times within the next 2 months, and it's a delicious, simple cookie recipe that I would recommend everyone try if you have not tried chai cookies before. It is super quick to make, it is really easy, I don't think you can mess it up, and I have made it so many times, and each time everyone loves them, and I cannot recommend them enough, and I am so happy that Taylor Swift shared that recipe because it's become a new staple in my house. Now let's get into 2 pieces of media that I have been absolutely loving and cannot stop thinking about. The first is Hozier's new EP, Unheard, which is 4 sets of songs that he was going to include in his new album Unreal Unearthed, but he ended up creating an EP for, and they are such phenomenal songs. I feel like Hozier's truly never made a song that I would skip over. Every single song he has made has become a new favorite of mine, and of course Too Sweet is my favorite of the EP. It has become famous over on TikTok, and rightfully so because it is so catchy, it has such a great beat, and his vocals on it are phenomenal. I already need another really sad Hozier album in my life. I'm absolutely obsessed with every song he releases, and I just cannot stop listening to that EP now. And the last thing that I've been loving is a show that I've been watching that has actually prevented me from reading a lot of books because I've spent so many hours at the end of the day just watching this show, and it has consumed my heart and soul. And so many people have laughed at me on Instagram because I posted about it, and people are like, my grandma watches this show, but listen, it's good. And it is Ergenci Kush, which is a Turkish show that I decided to start on a whim because I found pictures of it on Pinterest and I was like, this looks amazing. And I am on episode, I think 80 out of 160, so I'm about halfway through, and it has consumed my entire mind, body, and soul because it is a show full of drama and romance and comedy, and there's so many different storylines that kind of intertwine into each other. There are a couple of storylines with side characters that I straight up skip over because I find it to be a little bit too corny and cheesy for me, but the central storyline between Jean and Sanem is my favorite romance that I've seen on TV since Crash Landing Onto You, which is a K-drama over on Netflix. This show is just as dramatic. It has these slow motion moments. It has the really classic music that you always hear when the couple is together. It is a show that I cannot stop watching, and it makes me want more American shows that center primarily around romance because I feel like we don't really have that anymore. And while it is convoluted and while it does have a lot of unnecessary drama that gets a bit repetitive, I've just really enjoyed it. I'm just a really big telenovela person, and I just love the drama that ensues. It's both funny and heartfelt and really cute and makes me giggle, and it has provided me genuinely with so much happiness since I started that show, and I cannot wait to watch even more episodes. I think for the past week I've taken a break from watching the show because again, the drama has gotten a bit repetitive and it genuinely does annoy me because there are certain characters that are so mean and evil and are trying to keep Jean and Sanem apart, and it annoys me, but I am going to get back into it and I cannot wait to see how it's going to end. Even though I've seen so many spoilers on Pinterest because I've seen so many photos of the characters, I still love the show. It's great, and I don't care if me and a bunch of grandmas are watching it. So if you have any international romance show recommendations that have English subtitles, please recommend them down below. I literally do not care what country it's from. I don't care if it's only Turkish shows or K-dramas. Recommend all your favorite romance shows down below because I would love to compile a list of shows to add to my watch list, and those are all my favorites. We have recipes, we have skincare items, we have new clothing items that I really loved, and these are all things that have brought me a lot of joy and I've been using a lot in my life. So let me know what are some of your recent favorites that you've been using or listening to or watching down below. And if you have not followed me over on Instagram, be sure to do so because you get a lot of these updates of things that I've been loving over on my stories that you won't see here, so you get a little bit of a sneak peek into my favorites over on my Instagram. So be sure to follow me there if you have not done so already. If you have any video ideas that you would like to see from me, be sure to put it down below, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!